lady from New York that walked in
oh my goodness.
to the house, a sophisticated, Manhattan kind of lady.
And she walked into the house and walked into this room and just literally, her jaw dropped. And finally she just looked around and she just said, I had no idea in Columbus, Ohio.
It begins with the president of the university calling me up and wanting to talk to me and saying that the university had never had an endowment campaign. And I saw it as really an opportunity because I wanted to pay back. I also wanted to do something in my dad's memory. And he came here and made a success of his life. I thought, wouldn't an art center be a terrific thing? Because it's a symbol of freedom and expression and creativity that it can exist only in a democracy. Look at a great picture, and I feel very defeated as a creative person because it's a level of ability that's beyond my imagination.
Les will say sometimes when we're looking at a picture or something, it just, I find that personally devastating, personally challenging.
I didn't know that people had art. Just never occurred to me. Museums had art, but I didn't know that people had art in their house. In the process of decorating or redecorating my house, I said, I'd like to have real art. And then by accident, I was in an art fair in Chicago and didn't buy anything, but I saw this remarkable drawing. And it just haunted me. I said, boy, that's really a good drawing. I met a person, and it turned out to be Richard Gray. And I said, there's this remarkable Picasso drawing, and you have a good reputation. Would you look at it and tell me if it's a good drawing? So he called me back. He said, yeah, it's a very good drawing. And I said, what do you think it's worth? And he told me, and I said, would you buy it for me? I liked it, really liked it a lot. I bought A Seated Woman, and I really liked that picture. Went to a show at MoMA, Braque and Picasso, and I remember just being emotionally drained when I walked out. It was so powerful. And walking around New York, and I think on the way back to the hotel, I said, Picasso won. And gradually just migrated that collection into a collection that began being focused on Picasso, not really knowing where it would go. And for some reason, the Giacometti sculptures to me kind of paired with Picasso, the quality of it. I just experimented. Dubuffet sculpture. Dubuffet should have been Picasso's son. I mean, it's just, there's an intellectual connection that I make. I had a Henry Moore. I just tried different things, and I kept coming back to Picasso and Giacometti.
I think the fact that it's a very private collection, that very few people have actually visited them, makes it very special. I had the chance to wander around with my friend Rob Storr and Sherry, and I was very impressed by the quality of the collection. And then when you discover little by little that he's interested in so many varieties of works and mediums, you understand that the choice was very personal. And I was intrigued by the mastermind behind them all, the one who had selected them in a very particular way, gathering particularly masterpieces. I was astonished of how he could navigate, his eyes can navigate from cars, architecture, fashion, and Picasso paintings. And I felt very much at ease because that's how I see art. You could tell that Leslie had not only been attracted by the power of the work, but also by the way the artist can reinvent himself.
I look at Picasso's work and say, no, wow. And that challenge inspires me in a lot of things. I said, I'd like to be that good at what I do.
I don't think Les ever really thought of it as a great collection. I know that sounds funny, but I think we had good pictures, but not necessarily a great collection.
We're perfectly content to select things that we want to live with And we're not selfish in that we don't show them, but we're not curious, and which is kind of a funny paradox. Very curious about a lot of things, but not curious to benchmark our paintings versus somebody else's. It just doesn't matter. If somebody said, well, somebody has the best paintings in the world, I said, that's great. I really like mine. I hope they like theirs.
Really good collectors are hunters and gatherers, right? and they stalk the things they want, and they make hard decisions, and they watching their minds work through what they do in the sequence of things that appear and disappear is fascinating to me. Well, I went to the Wexner's collection for the first time 20 years ago, I would think. When I came back at Sherry's invitation and toured the house again, my first question was, what will still be there? And how will I understand what they're doing based on what's now presently on the walls versus what I remember having been there?
And they got done, they said, you have the most remarkable Picasso collection in the world. This is a good collection and we like it. This is not one of the world's greatest collections or the greatest Picasso collection.
Because that was never the goal.
I think when they left, I kept saying to Abigail, were they bullshitting us?
Les Wexner has tough taste, and some of these pictures are very tough. I think it's clearly the case that he's somebody who likes to live with things that are both brilliant in their way, but also consistently provocative.
What a great thing for the university. What a great thing for the Art Center. And we've never meant to keep it private. I think we both see ourselves as only custodians of these amazing pieces for a time.
We're not a cowtown. I like to think people discover America when they come to Columbus. And I think this is part of it. I think also reputationally it helps the university, and hopefully it raises a lot of money for the Art Center. Some 20-year-old business student's going to walk in there and see something and say, I could do a business as creative as that. Or some doctor will say, I can invent something like this. Or say, wow, this challenges me in my career. It's funny, I was talking to Harry the other day. I said, it's a shame you didn't meet your grandfather, because he would just be laughing his ass off. Because he'd think it would be so funny that a building had his name on it. He'd just be pleased as punch. He'd just be pleased as punch.